Good evening. My name is Carlos Nelson, and I'm president of the Kansas City Business Association. And we're filming our first 219 segment, and we're looking into the city council race that will be coming up. And today's guest, we have Mr. Pat Clark. Pat, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
Well, I'm actually here because you asked me to come
Right.
here. But I'm a leader. You know, I'm your next 3rd District City Councilman. I'm a guy that's been out here 54 years, 55 in 2 weeks. But I'm here because this is something that I have to do. Me, I've lived a life. You know, what the kids say, I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life right now, Carlos. I've done a lot of work out here. A lot of work that people haven't even seen.
What district are you running for? What seat are you running for?
3rd District, in District.
In district?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell our audience a little bit about some of the works that you've done. You've said you've been in the community doing different things. Let them know about some of the things that you have done.
Well, for one, I've had programs. My Leaders Program, Loving Everyone Around, develops experience, respect, and social skills. Have a basketball court named after me. I use that Leaders Program to provide opportunity and jobs for our youth.
Talk to me, because Cascade Media works with the Kansas City Business Association, and we have Cascade Sports. Talk to me about that basketball court, because I know a little bit about it when it came in the papers and you were able to get partnerships with some larger corporations. Talk to me about that, putting that in our community.
Well, actually, it started, man. It was a vision. You know, I've always been kind of like infatuated with what they do in New York with the basketball court up there with Rucker Court.
All right.
And I always wanted Kansas City to have those type of things. So after we finished getting the baseball field done in the park, I looked down and I said, I'd like to put a basketball court like Rucker Park down there in the gully.
All right.
And so that's where.
And where is that located?
44th and South Benton.
South Benton.
In Oak Park.
All right, let's keep it moving. You're running in the 3rd District. What I'd like for you to tell me, what is it that you plan to do specifically for the African American community?
Well, my plan, man, is to make sure that we have what we need. You know, I'm tired of.
How do you define that?
Well, when I define that by using what worked before. You know, I work behind things that we had already. You know, SAC 20 set the pace. You know, Ghetto or Gold Mine.
The choice is yours.
That's
Bernard
right,
Powell.
that's right.
That
And
was
the
one of
choice
my.
is out.
Hold it. That was one of my real heroes. Even though I wasn't here when he was here, but I thought he made a lot of sense. Coming from New York, being world traveled and traveling around the United States 40 years ago, 50 years ago, when you could see the gentrification process taking hold. With me moving from Laurel, Maryland here, D.C. used to be called Chocolate City, not Chocolate City anymore.
That's right.
So how do you see that in relations to the African American community here in Kansas City? What's happening to that? And how do you plan to, if you are elected, to make some changes?
Well, I mean, it goes just like it goes. I mean, it's happening here. You know, I can't tell people who can come in and who can't. I have to work with everybody. You know, in some places, and I've said this, sometimes you get more votes when other people come in because we're not getting votes from the people that's already there. You know, I don't have a problem working with anybody. It's sometimes that people have a problem working with you, especially when you're a worker.
Tell me this. How do you feel the past political establishment that represent the African American community has served? I'm saying Cascade Media Group, we're trying to speak truth to power. We're not trying to be everybody's best friend. We're trying to talk about these issues, and hopefully our guests will not come with that plasticity that is abundance in our community.
Well, you kind of like put me right there, but I'll say this to you. If you have leadership and leadership don't work with nobody, you don't have leadership. That's the whole reason why I'm even taking the step that I didn't want to take in the first place. I'm making this move because we have things that we need in our community and we ain't getting them. You said it yourself. The people that's in there now, I'm doing this because I need to cut the middleman out. You know, I know what we need. I pay the same bills you pay. You know, we need to be able to have people that's going to fight for us, fight with us if we have to, but most of all, fight when it's time to fight.
Tell me this, do you understand digital media?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Do you think our leadership understand digital media?
I'm sure they do.
Do you think they're using digital media in the most effective way to get the best results for our community?
Well, I can't truly tell you that because I don't know what their platform is. You know.
No, it's not about a platform. It's about a direction. From my perspective, and I did commentary, this was 2 years ago, and I didn't see anything changed, as I said. And this is not self-promoting. This is empirical scientific data. Cascade Media Group, which we partner with, they have about 58,000 videos viewed every 28 days. And we've done virtually nothing with any political organization or that is associated with our community that means anything. And in today's society, everybody has a cell phone or smartphone. And connection in the 21st century really should be automatic. What do you have to say about that? As a leader and running for office, Trump used the digital media excellently.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm not running for nothing. Everybody else is.
All right.
Everybody else is. I'm winning.
You winning?
I'm winning.
Tell the audience.
Oh, man, look here. I've said it. You know, let my work show. You know, I'm not doing nothing I'm not going to do. I'm showing you me now what you plan to see later. The Christmas lights, everything you see in me, you will see later. So back to what you were saying about the digital, you use things that work. Those that don't, won't. But I can say this, that it works for me. You know, part of that leadership, that S in leaders is social skills. That phone is where these kids' low social skills lie.
Right.
You know, my kids don't, I say this all the time, my kids don't call me and say, Merry Christmas, Daddy, Happy Birthday, Daddy. My kids text me, Merry Christmas, Daddy, can I have $10? You know,
right.
That's how that works, man. You know, and technology has provided a way out for a lot of people, man, that don't want to talk to you.
That's right. Well, technology is, a lot of it is so impersonal. But my point is that we cannot come together and use our resources in a strategic manner unless we can bring a large body of our community at one spot.
Let me ask you this, Carlos. Can you imagine if SAC 20 had social media back then?
Oh,
man,
no stop.
Man, we talking about a Panther-like situation, you know. But now, again, like I said, I'm using my past. I'm letting my past fix my future.
All right, tell me this. This is the Kansas City Business Association show. What do you see the state of African American businesses here in this town?
It's a need. I know that. I mean, but you know what? When it comes to us, we have to go to a higher level just to succeed. You know, I mean, if it's a crack in the window, we'll see you in 6 months. You know, it doesn't apply to everybody else. Black businesses is a must. It's a need, and you know what? Kansas City needs to let the gate down so we can climb over.
Well, see, from my perspective, in the Kansas City Business Association perspective, it's about investing in your own. The heck with the gate.
That's number one, though.
Yeah, and that means understanding what your responsibility is as a African American business owner if you're successful. The other part is that we cannot let these businesses come in our community and not have any responsibility in the way of economics. That is what the Kansas City Business Association is all about. Economic opportunity, not the switch and bait or the mirrors.
Well, how do you address that? I mean, my question here's this: you have other people that come in our community that do the same exact thing. They won't let you do. We don't have the funding. When we go out for the funding, we don't have the right people sitting at the table. Especially when you got somebody that look like you that's selling you out for $2.
All right. Well, now hold it. Now we're getting to where the tire, the rubber meets the road. You said, how do you deal with that? And that's what our mission is with the Kansas City Business Association and other partnerships that we have. I opened up the interview with, what are you doing for the African American community? I think when we get in position that what we do is we straddle the fence. We're trying to not give someone that looks like you a contract because you're worried about what somebody else is thinking, while all of our financial resources are leaving our community and there's no accountability. But when you have communications, you can say, hey, Highland Dairy, you're right here in our community. What is your plan for the African American community? I'm not interested in the whole community, and because I'm for my community, let me make this clear. That doesn't mean I'm against anybody else.
No,
because
that's what we need to be doing.
Right. That's what we need to be doing, and it's not either or; it can be both. So, but it has to be accountability, and I don't think there's no accountability in our community. And I'm not just saying in Kansas City; I'm talking across the nation to a degree, and that's just factual. And I think that we need to get more young people involved.
You know this, and you know all of this, man, is good. But I'll say this to you: it's not just the business part. I mean, you know, folks are looking for a way out. You've got people taking their kids. Your kid's the best basketball player in the hood, but they want him up at Park Hill. He can move in with John and Ellie Smiths. You know, we'll take care of him. You know, you can see him on weekends maybe. You know, that's happening.
I know it's happening.
And you know it's happening, and it's been happening. That's no different than any other thing that's going on. And the bad part about this is that I'm talking to people, Carlos, well, Pat, they were shooting over here last night, and I got to go. I said, what you mean you got to go? You've been here 50 years. I got to go. I can't take it no more. Listen, you pack up and you move to Lee Summit or up north somewhere. Somebody else moves in your house. Now, they already know what the crime rate is in the neighborhood.
Right. That's gentrification.
You running from it, and they running to it.
Who did you mention earlier? Bernard Powell?
Yes, sir.
What's the slogan?
Get it or go, man.
And what have we chosen?
Yours.
What have we chosen? And on these type programs, I always mention Alex Ellison and his wife. They have made a choice to stay in their community and invest in their community. I'd like to end this show with you telling our audience how they can get in touch with you, any of your supporters, and we're wishing you the best.
Well, you can reach me at 816-977-3116. Or you can contact me at my office, 4435 Prospect, Pat Clark, 48@gmail.com. And before we close this, I meant what I said. This ghetto is a gold mine. And the choice is ours. But remember this, anything with urban on it is worth millions. And we're talking about you. They use us to do us. Remember that. That urban is us that they're talking about when they're collecting money on us. So God bless you. And the choice is yours.
Signing off with our saying, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thank you.
This program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.